What's up, humans, and welcome to a new Psicoactivo. Happy Saturday, everybody. Okay, after that long video that I did, which I had a lot of fun making, before I continue, I want to let you know that if you like the content you see, I'm going to ask you to like, share, hype, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. That's all you need to do in order to help us, and it is what helps us the most, so thank you. But if you want to support us in other ways, there's a few links down there you can choose from. You can also become a member on YouTube or on Patreon. If you want merch, Patreon is the option right now. That's going to change eventually, but Patreon is the option. You can also give us a review on Spotify. We were just accepted to the partner program, and we can really use your help on Spotify. Or if you're new to the channel and you haven't checked out the other videos, I would recommend you do that. We have playlists at the bottom, and you can check on every topic that we have. Over 800 episodes, so that's going to be very helpful as well. Whatever you choose to do is always appreciated, so thank you. It's time to do some UFO politics because Matt Laslo is at it again, and he touches on something that has been discussed quite a bit that people don't seem to understand because they keep asking for these prime companies, these aerospace companies, to release the material that they have without understanding why that's not really possible from a government perspective. If they wanted for that material to come out, especially the one that is proprietary from them, it would have to go through legal means, and it would be really messy, and it would take decades even, because none of these companies think that the material that they produced from these alleged crash craft of non-human technology, they don't feel like they should share it. And without the confirmation that this technology is even real or that these crash craft actually are real, that is not going to happen at all. The first step, I think, would be to, talk about this in a more official manner, get the government to acknowledge it, and then we can try and press these companies. But something that I do think that people are not really mentioning from what I'm about to show you, which is an exchange between Matt Laslo and Senator Mike Rounds about this topic, is that what people can demand from these aerospace companies are the materials themselves, the ones that they used to produce those derivative technologies from, which is something that GERB talks about quite a bit and something that GERB has been uncovering quite a bit. I think that that actually can be demanded from these companies. And that's where the conundrum lies currently. So let's see what Matt Laslo asked Senator Rounds, and we'll talk about it afterwards. So here's Matt Laslo on Askable talking to Senator Mike Rounds about these prime companies and about the military contractors being exempt from the FOIA, Freedom of Information Act. So here it is. And please do yourself a favor, subscribe to Askable. Matt really does bust his ass off doing this, and I think that he deserves subscriptions from you guys. Here it is.
I saw you in a documentary.
I haven't seen it yet, so you're ahead of me on it.
That agent disclosure one?
Yeah.
Your comments in there about eminent domain in your UAP Disclosure Act with Schumer.
But eminent domain.
You have in that UAP Disclosure Act, there's a provision dealing with eminent domain. I think it's aimed at contractors and Congress not. Oh, here's a simple question. Why are military contractors exempt from FOIA?
Oh,
because they're so woven into
I think there is a general discussion about the fact that some of the stuff that they have is proprietary in nature, and we turn around, we buy their services. So if they've got something that is proprietary in nature, they're not necessarily just simply going to give it up to the U.S. government. They're going to expect us to buy it from them. We buy their products, but not necessarily the patents that created it in the first place. We're changing a lot of that right now, by the way.
But it seems like the Pentagon can hide stuff from Congress by having a contractor handle it.
I think that's been a discussion for some time.
Yeah, but no resolution. Are you, after this year's NDAA, plans to reintroduce your UAPDA? Sure.
I'll talk with other folks and see, whether what I'd really like to be able to do would be to have a more permanent solution than what we've got today, to make it clear that as time goes along and more of the the issues might be more available for public review.
Yeah.
That there be a place so that it could be accurately held and accurately displayed in the future.
Yeah.
I just don't want to do anything that's going to impact our ability to keep our really sensitive programs secret
Or
keep it protected.
like the classified settings, are you now sufficiently convinced that like the Pentagon is good, they've handled this? Specifically, the incursions over military bases and nuclear sites.
No.
No.
Oh, you mean in terms of do they have a way to protect against the incursions? We're getting that. We're working really hard at it.
Yeah.
But I don't think we should ever be satisfied that they've got their work done.
But like 2-3 years out from the Langley incursion, where Langley was shut down for 17 days,
We would be better today than what we were.
but Warner and Kane still haven't gotten answers from the Pentagon on who the hell it was. And they say that's because the Pentagon, they're pretty convinced the Pentagon has no idea who it was that shut down Langley for 17 days.
I won't comment on that.
Yeah, you won't.
I can just tell you that I think we're in better shape today than what we were 3 years ago.
Just trust you. You're the government.
Nope. My belief is I think we're better off, but we are not perfect.
Yeah.
What a fucking savage, Laslo. That was great, man. Great questions. And this pictures perfectly what people like Mike Rounds are doing and what they're hiding too. And I don't know if you guys remember, Russ Coulthart did sort of threaten to release the names of these senators, and he hasn't done it yet.
At some stage, we've got to ask ourselves, are we being played? And I do think we're being played. I think there are certain senators in particular who are making noises about being pro-disclosure and pro-transparency. And frankly, I think they know full well about this program, this highly compartmentalized program. I think they have been read into it. And I think part of the issue now for Congress is that there are parts of the Congress that have been read into the secret retrieval and reverse engineering program, and they don't think you've got the right to know about it. And I suspect also at the Trump White House level, I think Trump has drunk the Kool-Aid with sections of the national security industry who have told him that this is far too important a program to jeopardize by bringing it into the public arena before Congress. So yes, I suspect very, very much that we're being played right now, and I'm beginning to get very, very cynical, even though there are good intentions from the good people in the House Oversight Subcommittee that's looking at this issue, Anna Paulina's committee, the Transparency Committee. I have a real problem with what's going on at Senate level, and I think that there are certain key senators that are actively obfuscating and blocking the public's right to know, and I'm going to start calling them out shortly. I think it's really important that people realize we're being played.
So what's taking him so long to do that? And I know that there are other people that do have those names as well, and they haven't released them either. And we're like running in circles at this point. Matt Laslo's tone of voice tells you that he's already fed up with it. And it's like, so we just trust the government. You guys do everything right. That's the attitude that we should take against these people, I think, because they're going to keep running in circles unless we put their feet to the fire, which is what should happen. And I think that happens only if we start naming them. If we know which of these senators know for sure what is happening and have seen stuff for sure about this, I think that applied pressure should come from people like Matt, from people like me, who are asking questions in platforms like this one. And yeah, this is where I think the difference is, because no matter what you ask somebody like Senator Rounds about this, he's always going to put national security above everything else.
And there are some items out there that after vetting, either they're telling us a heck of a story or they truly don't know what it is. But it is phenomenal in terms of its capabilities, in terms of speed. Some of these objects, the speed at which it moves, the easy way in which it can change directions. the fact that it can be in both underwater and in the air, and it can apparently move to very, very high altitudes as well in a very short period of time. And these folks that are given this information and with the technologies that we've got today, they're not making this stuff up. There's something there, we just don't know what it is.
I was going to say, from the sources that the way you're describing these sources, it sounds like, I mean, they have your trust, and that what they're telling you is at least truth to them, I mean, for what they've seen.
Yeah, and there's no reason for them to come in to try to tell us stories. These are folks that are very, very capable. They are brilliant individuals. They fear sometimes that if their whole story got out, they'd lose their jobs. They don't want that to happen, so they'll come in and they'll visit with us in a classified setting with just 1 or 2 or 3 of us there, and our agreement is we will not disclose, and we won't let it get back to either the contractor that they work for or to the department that they work for.
And if the last week of events hasn't told you that the government is corrupt to the core, I don't know what else will, and whatever you can hear from people like him or anybody from government who, especially the ones who decide to look away when shit like the Epstein files is happening in real time, getting even a little bit sarcastic when we're having exchanges with them, I think is advised, and I think should happen, because I think enough is enough of like giving them an out or asking them softball questions or preparing interviews beforehand where they can tell you, oh, you can't ask me that beforehand. That's bullshit, because at this point, everybody knows that they're withholding information, and they need to come clean with whatever the fuck they know. Using the excuse of protecting national security, I don't think applies anymore in this day and age. And I do think that these aerospace companies can absolutely be demanded to release or give up whatever materials they were given at a certain point, which they use to create this technology that they allegedly have. And I already told you yesterday about this initiative, this ETF that just came out from Total Capital, where even people in finance are already smelling the smoke, so to speak. And they know that there is something that is going on, and they're already putting up funds for people to invest in these technologies when the time comes that they're revealed as having these technologies. So let me know what you think about this exchange. I thought it was wonderful from Matt Laslo. Kudos, man, for the great exchange and great questions, and for putting Senator Rounds on the spot, because that's what you did. Amazing work, man. Please subscribe to Askapol. He deserves it. That's it for me today on this video, but I'll see you guys in the next one. Remember, stay curious and inquisitive like Matt fucking Laslo from Askapol. Always. Bye.